I want to tell everybody, I know some of you have sacrificed so much to be here. It's cost you money, it's cost you time, you're away from your loved ones. Some of you are going through tough times at home. 3 years ago, my wife was here during the weekend, and when I was up telling you guys Friday night a little bit about what we went through, she was sitting in the back, and last night when we were up in the room, we were talking, and she was describing back to me from how she saw 3 years ago where we were. And hearing her tell me this, I felt it all over again. I know what it's like to not have what you need to live financially. I know what it's like, even when you're in a home that's loving and you have people that care about you. I know what it's like when you have the stress of financial problems. We built Momentis to help you answer those problems. We built Momentis so that you can do something about you. You are the CEO of your business. You're the one that's in charge. It's your responsibility to build it, but it's our responsibility to give you the right vehicle. It's our responsibility to give you the track you can run on. You push the pedal on the gas. Well, my wife was telling me this, and we were talking, and my 15-year-old was there, and I was listening to her describe how she feels now, and she was totally blown away that we had those kind of issues. And I was thinking about her mentality and how she lives her life, and how my 13-year-old, my 11, and my 8-year-old, how they see life is different for them now. But when I go back to the beginning and how it started, and I think about how many times, even now, I was thinking about this morning when I was standing, I walked in the back, and I was thinking about how tomorrow I'm gonna be home for a short time, and then I'm working. And then Tuesday we're on the road, Wednesday on the road, Thursday I'm on the road. Mike Adams is going home today, leaving again tomorrow on the road. I mean, we are going to work. And when you leave loved ones and you have these challenges and it's hard, then there's gotta be a reward. There's gotta be something showing you that you're progressing. You have to, for you, have progress. And you gotta dig in, man. And it takes me back to those every morning when I would get dropped off at the airport, and Amy would say to me, make it count. I try to say it as many times to all of you when I'm walking around. I try to say, make it count. I'm 41 years old, I'll be 42 this year, but I've lived 18 years of my life deep into network marketing. I've watched companies go up, I've watched them go down. I watched companies that I thought would never leave the planet Earth, gone today, just a part of history. I watched people that made so much money in the past that come to me, and I talk to them now after 10 years, not seeing them 5 years. I'm talking about people that were millionaires that don't have any money. They're broke because they didn't make it count. You can make opportunity count. When you have true opportunity, this is the one thing that I've learned in my life. When real opportunity comes along, that's the time to work the hardest. For some reason, people tend to take it easy. They tend to think, oh, this is good, this is great. I'll work harder next month. I'll sacrifice more next month. I'll get serious next month. I'll really stick my neck out next month. Talking to a gentleman today backstage, and we were talking about performance. We were talking about getting better. And this is a guy he could train us all in network marketing. And I was listening to what he was saying, and I said, man, do you realize how you're still 1 foot in, 1 foot out? Do you realize that doesn't work? People don't want to be led by anybody that's not completely passionate about what they're doing. The book that I read, and this is not for everybody, but the book that I read, he says, if you're lukewarm, I will spit thee from thy mouth. And so when I take that in my life, I'm gonna tell you, I don't care what you believe or where you're from, I'm gonna tell you something. We listened to Darren Hardy yesterday, the editor and publisher of Success Magazine, who has met all the big people in the world that have done all these incredible things. And his message behind the scenes and to the leadership group was, if everybody likes you, what do you stand for, basically? And you're gonna leave here now, and some of you are gonna try to work Momentis without upsetting anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to make a stand enough to where somebody says, oh, look what they're doing. Look who they think they are. Who do they think they are breaking away from what we all have? They're just like us. Think they're going to go make money and build this thing. Why is their company better? And I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't work that way. When these top performers are standing up here, the one thing I know about all of them is that you either love them or hate them. They don't care if everybody likes them. That's not the point of this life. Some people are gonna like what you do, some aren't. Some are gonna support it, some aren't. So what? Are you gonna be successful or not? Are you going to make it momentous or not? Are you going to walk out of here, somebody's going to say something to you you weren't expecting, and it's going to cut you at your knees? And that's because all you are is excited. You're enthusiastic, which is great. But you got to walk out of here committed. Not committed to Momentis, committed to you, committed to your family. What I love about the top achievers of our business is I love that they keep coming to me. Guys making 25, 30, 50 grand a week come to me and say, I want to take my business to the next level. What do I have to do, Andy? A bunch of these top performers keep saying, I want to come in and meet with you this week. I want to take it to the next level. And I'm thinking about some of you who haven't made a penny. Some of you are in the deficit because you come to events like this. Or maybe you drive and it costs you money and gas to go to your normal weekly meetings and you haven't made any money yet. And are you really ready to take it to the next level? What are you willing to do to take it to the next level? Because it is worth it, period. End of story. We don't have to talk about what's coming anymore. We see it already happening. In all the earners in network marketing, there are different places that chart them. Our top earners are up there with the top in the industry. We're growing. You heard the gentleman that is one of the top guys in all the industry, knows more about these companies than all of us put together because he services them. You heard him say we are the fastest growing company in network marketing. Last year, up until August 3rd, that's the day I kind of consider. August 4th is the day we took over, Mike and I completely. I consider that when we really started, right? Up until then, we were a small company. Literally, not even, I think we're 7 figures only. Today, we are 9 figures. Figure it out when you go home. Which means that we've grown over $100 million in 6 months in revenue. I'm not saying it. If you haven't gotten a check yet, if you're not making the money you want yet, don't celebrate that. But the guys that are celebrating are the ones that are getting paid big money, right? Because it actually affects them and it should affect you. You should get a piece of it. You sitting in the back that is standing there, you that are your first time here, you that I haven't met yet, you that these leaders don't know yet, this is your time. But you've got to want it more than anybody else. You've got to be willing to risk it, what you've got already. I literally had a lady come back and tell me that if she does network marketing, she will lose her job, so she cannot do this business the way she wants to. So I said, ma'am, do you mind me asking, what do you make per year? It's just me, I was asking her. She said, I make $18,600 a year. Some of you laughed, but she was dead serious. I said, ma'am, all I can tell you is this. Momentis is an opportunity of a lifetime. It's going to take you to risk. I'm not telling people to quit their jobs. I actually believe this is built part-time at the beginning, but I'm going to tell you something. In your mind, you need to be a full-time Momentis representative. In your spirit and in your heart, you need to be a Top Performers Council member. If you aren't willing to fight for it, if you aren't willing to do something hard and different, if you're not willing to go against everything that's against you, who is going to do it for you? Let me ask you that. When I would get in the car, and I'd get out of the car, and I would get my bag, and I would want to cry. I'm a big guy, and I want to cry at the airport, because I don't want to leave my wife and kids. I don't want to leave the comfort of that, the fact that they love me no matter what. Hell, I didn't want to leave my dog. My dog loves me no matter what kind of money I make. I didn't want to leave them. I didn't want to leave that environment. I was leaving, going to something foreign and cold and scary. I didn't want to, I don't know anybody. I was leaving, and I would get on that flight, and I'd be riding in coach, and I'd walk past first class, and I'd be thinking to myself, someday, at least when I'm flying, I'm going to be sitting here. That's what I would tell myself. And I'd go sit back in coach, hoping to God that I had an emergency row seat. And I started thinking to myself, why is this? So by the time I landed, and Amy had put that in my head, make it count, by the time I got off that flight, I didn't care if I made you hate me. Either you were going to love me or hate me, but my family was on a road up. And I wasn't going to take anything else. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm telling you that from experience. I'm telling it from me as a friend, somebody from me to you. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. But it is worth it. Every second you put into this, there will come a point where that was the greatest thing I ever did, the best decision I ever made. I'm so glad I did it. When you see people standing up here that are financially free, that can take weeks off at a time and still make the huge checks, that already have organizations of leaders who don't care if they're working or not. They're working for their families, and they built these, and we're just beginning. And we've added all these new services, opening up these new areas. Everybody at least knows that we're on the right track. You hear about the changes. We have the CEO of one of the fastest growing companies, public companies in the world, sitting up here taking every question because we want to show you that you matter, that you are important. But you are the one that has to do it. You are the one that has to do it. No matter what you saw, no matter how good the logo is, no matter how good the shirts and all this other stuff, you are the one that has to do it. You have to go put the work in, the effort. You're the one that has to go make it happen for you. We want you to do it so bad. It's how we designed our comp plan so that we get paid when you get paid. It's all a beautiful thing, but it's about time that you started getting paid what you're worth, not just what somebody determines they're going to give you. And Momentis is your vehicle. Darren Hardy stood up here and talked about decisions. Make a decision right now that nothing is going to deny you and your family your right, your fortune that is at Momentis, that is waiting for you to claim, waiting for you to go get. You go grab it, you take it, and then you tell other people to make it count. We will see you in June in Las Vegas. God bless all of you. Check your M Center for details. Thank you guys so much.